I'm fully bought in. It's time we fear the beard. James Harden made his Cavaliers debut on Saturday night, and it went pretty well. I want to break it down, Noah, but make sure you're hitting that like button, that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Did you catch the game? What did you think? Noah, good sign so far in night one.
Night one was absolutely electric. James Harden had himself a night. And by a night, I really mean a fourth quarter. He
Yeah.
went off for what was it, 15 points to basically will us back into and ending up to win this basketball game. It was awesome to see. There were so many good moments from this game. For a team that hasn't practiced together whatsoever yet, it was a fun game. And I know the Kings are not good. They are pretty damn bad this year, actually. But all signs look good for game number one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Kings do still have talent, but yeah, they've been pretty awful. I want to talk about what I liked from what I saw in that game and what I didn't like. The biggest thing that I liked, that pick and roll is real, man. Like Jared Allen looked as good as he's looked. He was on
I know.
fire. What I didn't like, it was a tale of two halves. But our crashing of the boards or lack thereof, our lack of boxing out, I was yelling at my TV. I was watching this alone and I was yelling at my TV because I was getting upset at how lackadaisical we are on defense. That's got to change. It let a Kings team run away a little bit in points. Obviously, we're good enough that we managed to beat them, but that was frustrating. But I did see good things out of James Harden. I do think that this chemistry is going to continue to evolve. And by the way, don't forget, we're missing one Evan Mobley who's going to make a big difference, especially in that pick and roll game when he's back in hopefully 2 weeks or less. But overall, some good, some bad. From what I saw, we're still not a team to advance to the finals, but I think we could get there.
Yeah, and that's the big thing that, you're missing on defense, right? You were upset with the defensive effort and crashing for the boards. Well, Evan Mobley is the current reigning defensive player of the year for a reason. So, to me, that's a big part of this. And maybe they're a little lackadaisical because they have been all season. They really bought in early in the season to the regular season doesn't matter mantra that we were all
True.
saying, everybody in the media, all the fans, whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. I think there were positive signs from a team that has literally only played one game together, zero practices. They go on and play the Nuggets on Monday, and then they come home on Wednesday. I don't even remember who they're playing on Wednesday, but there is going to be growing pains here for sure. It was a good first game, but I do expect to see some ups and downs, some ebbs, some flows, because it's a different type of guard coming in to play for this team. James Harden is not anything like Darius Garland was, so there's going to be some growing pains, especially when you bring a guy back like Evan Mobley once he heals from his injury. Same thing with Max Struess. Did you see Max Struess's Instagram post, by the way?
I I did, yeah.
That is probably the best announcement of a jersey payoff I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I just got to give Struess credit where credit is due.
Yeah, like I said, they play the Wizards on Wednesday, by the way, who arguably won the trade deadline, but they did shut down Davis for the rest of the season. This road trip's been kind of a reminder, though, of how impactful Jared Allen can be. I know we've given him a lot of crap on the show, and rightfully so, but I think when he's unlocked, and I think Harden helps unlock him, he's kind of difficult to handle. Like he can be good. And for me, big takeaway, Harden really showed how good he can be when he's doubled. Like that's when he excels. The outlets, I think Donovan Mitchell actually called him out after, or no, this was previous. This was before the game, but he was talking about how he was envious of Harden's passing ability and his assist ability. We saw that on full display. He might not have been a scoring threat in the first half necessarily, but we saw that like mega on the first half in his assists. I'm not talking well right now because I'm excited, but I think we got a really dynamic player who despite his age, is looking really, really good.
It's really exciting. I was on the train as soon as the trade was announced. I get that he's older, but we've talked why he makes sense here because he just fits the stature better. He's hurt less, blah, 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 blah. But I really think this could end up being a dangerous duo in our backcourt. And Donovan Mitchell seems very happy that he's here as well. I don't know if you saw post game, but we had a little interruption from one megastar, Travis Scott. Let me roll this real quick because it's hilarious.
After one game, we going to the yard. What are we doing? DM, JH, what the fuck?
Serena Winters looked so scared trying to keep the mic in
But
his
she was not,
face.
yeah, she was not letting go of that microphone. I gotta give her props on that.
She said, "This is FanDuel Sports Network property, Travis. We know you're a megastar. We know you are one of the top rappers out right now. It doesn't matter." There's just a different energy already with James Harden being here, though. And this, I think, is an example of it, honestly. And maybe I'm reaching because I am a Travis Scott fan. I'm wearing Travis Scott merch right now, actually. But to me, just the attention, the energy, the I don't know, man. It just feels different already in a way that I haven't felt in quite some time about this Cleveland Cavaliers team.
I don't disagree, and he's not the only one. By the way, Harden, you could tell, makes an impact even though he wasn't perfect by any means. Like he was missing defensive rotations, etc. The thing that stood out for me the most, though, is that Harden really wasn't driving the lane and he wasn't getting to the line. Those are two aspects of his game that we'll see more of. But the fact that he was able to have a night with that, like that, without those elements, is really, honestly, a good sign. But the two I really want to talk about for just a second. Keon Ellis was
Yeah.
everywhere on defense. Like he is amazing, man. And then Dennis Schroeder, we're gonna start saying his name correctly now. It is Schroeder, by the way. So those two dots over the O, that's called an umlaut in German. That makes the oo sound. It's like actually. So it's Dennis Schroeder. Anyway, it's hard to say. But anyway, Schroeder's production, something that we need. And his ability to get into the paint is what we've kind of been missing on that backup guard position. He picked up, I think it was 7 points, 4 assists, and was like a plus 22 in just 17 minutes. Like, I'm starting to get excited again for this Cavs team because the moves that we made are looking like the best possible moves we could have made.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to pay off, and it's still super early. The trade deadline happened on Thursday. This was their first game after it on a Saturday, of course. So time will tell with this Cavs team, but everything that we've seen in one game in terms of some of the other bits and pieces, because I know Keon Ellis and Schroeder, there you go, Schroeder,
Yeah.
both had some time to play already for the team. But now that it's all together, one game in, I mean, I'm excited to see what they do against the Nuggets, the Wizards, moving into All-Star break. Like the Cavs have become must-watch TV for me, and
Agreed.
if I'm being honest, it just wasn't until this James Harden. Well, all of the moves at the deadline, but this James Harden trade specifically.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. I have not watched a ton of Cavs basketball for exactly the reasons you're saying. And now I'm looking at my own like personal schedule and thinking, okay, I got to hit this game on Monday. I got to make sure I'm watching Wednesday. So I completely agree with you. One of the things that I took away, by the way, too, that I really liked, and first of all, to that end, I think that rotations are something that Atkinson's going to be working on in the weeks to come.
A hundred
it
percent.
it's such a good timing, like, exactly what you said. The regular season doesn't really matter. Now he gets to play around and really get this fine-tuned as we approach playoff time. Mobley will be coming in, being healthy again, heading towards playoffs. Like, it's a really good time for all of this to happen. But one of the things that I liked is after the game, Harden said how this is Mitch's team. He's the leader of the team, and he's just there to support him and do whatever it takes to help. I think there was a question mark over locker room, and
Yeah.
Harden has a rep. Let's just be honest and call it what it is. But at least so far, and I think we're fine in half a season anyway, but at least so far, he seems to understand his role really well. And I think the buy-in and excitement from Donovan Mitchell helps.
Oh, it helps tremendously. I think that's the main thing contributing to what I think is this energy shift for this team that I was talking about with the Travis Scott stuff and whatnot. And you're 100% right. What James Harden is saying right now, too, has been awesome. I mean, you gave that one quote, but he also said, I believe this was before the game or after the game. This might have actually been that Serena interview before Travis Scott decided it was his turn time to shine. He said, I just got to figure out where I fit in. That won't be hard at all. I told the guys, just do what y'all do. I'll figure it out. I'm good enough to figure it out and insert myself in. So, hearing those kinds of affirmations from Harden that he's not trying to come in and just dominate with the ISO ball and it's my team now and
Yeah.
everyone fear the beard, even though, yes, we are all bought in and people fearing the beard, but you get what I'm saying. It'll be really, really exciting to see how this team continues to progress and continues to move forward. That's the name of the game right now. I can't wait to see the rotations that we pull up, whether it's like basically Harden and a bunch of big guys, so we could do some pick and roll stuff that's really exciting. Time will tell.
I don't disagree, and I think just looking at how the team would have responded to this game in December is night and day. I think we lose this game in December. You have a team that
100%.
was red hot beyond the arc. You're at the end of a long West Coast road trip near the end of it. I think they go down by 20 instead of 10, and I think guys like Hunter and Lonzo in that backup unit lets this thing get out of control a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
and to your point, and when we were talking about it still being Mitch's team, I like that he took over in the fourth quarter. He was a little quiet in the first half, almost deference to Harden a little bit, like he didn't want to step on toes.
Yeah, that was my first note was it was weird how quiet Harden was in the first. We didn't see a lot of like the actual ISO ball set on the court, but when the second half came, they started to really work him in. And of course, that led to us coming back and winning the game in the fourth quarter with his offensive outburst that happened. Again, I'm talking about Harden. Donovan had a slick, really good game too, by the way. 35 points, man. I mean, this
That's what I mean.
team
He took
could,
over too in the
yeah,
fourth quarter. Like he's a fourth quarter player, I've noticed. Like he
yeah.
seems to really start off like I don't know what it is. It's almost like we're gonna see how this game goes, and then he's like, "Nope, I'm taking it over. It's over." That it seems
Yeah.
like we get that often from him.
Yeah, it's the mentality that he has. It's the same thing we've seen in the playoffs. It just hasn't worked because he's so banged and bruised up for playing all 48 minutes of the game. He likes the ability. He likes being the guy to put the team on his back when he needs to. So that can be good, especially when you have a much better supporting cast. And that's the goal of what we did at the trade deadline at the end of the day is to bolster that supporting cast and focus on Donovan Mitchell, the player, because he is the best player we have on the roster. It doesn't matter about Evan Mobley's development anymore. Obviously, it doesn't matter about Darius Garland's development anymore. He's not on the roster. We traded him. The goal and the idea seems to be do what we can to get Mitchell pieces that help him the most. Screw the development, screw everything else, screw the mindset of we'll only make the finals if Evan Mobley becomes the best player on this team. All of that's out the window. This is Donovan's team. This is Donovan's way to go up and try to get us a ring here in Cleveland.
Yeah, and which, by the way, as you say that, like you said, we didn't see a lot of iso ball, etc. I hope what we see in the playoffs is the ability of one or the other to take over.
Yeah,
Harden can take over and allow Mitchell to breathe a little bit,
right.
and vice versa. So I think this is going to be a really good thing for Cleveland. I still think the finals are the West's to lose. Like I don't want to predict something right now, but the West is really tough. But the Cavs, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, and we'll see what happens when Tatum's back as well, but the East is a little more open of a path right now. I'm not getting out ahead of my canoe or whatever the saying is, but I do think that the Cavs have a path here, and I think that's been the goal all along. When the East is open like this, make a push, and if you do make the finals, anything can happen in a 7-game series.
100%. I mean, you think about how dominant OKC is, but they got it handed to them by the Pacers until Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles in Game 7. So it really is anyone's game, especially when you get to an NBA Finals. I mean, it's 7 games, anything can happen. That's the best part about championship sports in general. Anything can happen once you hit that level because adrenaline, emotions, whatever. There was something else I wrote down when I was watching the game last night that I forgot to mention. And, I was talking a little bit in one of our previous videos about my concern for the roster construction because we have so little forward center depth. But I kind of forgot about Thomas Bryant. And he came in and he had a couple threes. He had himself a good game. His plus minus was 24 on 15 minutes played. He was a key contributor to that Indiana Pacers team as well. I wonder if he's going to start getting more and more minutes here now that some of the space is opened up with how many guards are on this roster.
I hope so because like you said, he did have a couple big threes. He came in and he was firing and I loved it, honestly. I was big on it. So we'll see. Same thing with Ellis. Like we'll see how like it's good so far. But it's a very small sample size. Like we'll see how
Right.
this continues. But right now, like we said, and I'll reiterate, I think we made the right moves for this team at the time at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I agree. Time will tell. I'm excited to watch more, but in terms of my review of day one, game one, two thumbs up.
Agreed. Couple housekeeping notes real quick. This video came out on Monday at 10 a.m. Hopefully you're watching it right now. It's like 10:15-ish. That said, there will be no video tomorrow on Tuesday. But fear not, that does not mean we're doing less work. It's just Tuesday will be an empty day, whereas Wednesday we'll have two videos coming out, and then our normal Thursday and Friday. And we're looking at what we can do potentially in the draft and free agency at the position groups at wide receiver, at offensive line. Those are the two that really stand out of where this Browns team needs help, by the way. So stay tuned for that, but no show on Tuesday tomorrow. On that note, the debate never ends, but the show does for now. We'll see you on Wednesday.